Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how's it going? Tony Metro here, and as you can tell, back in my original digs, my old haunts, if you will, my studio here, man, it feels good. It feels good to be back in our studio here, but you know what feels even better? Getting a big old sweep, old-fashioned ass-kicking by the New York Mets on the first place Phillies. The Mets just outright dominated the Phillies here over these 3 games. They complete the sweep tonight as it's Norman McLean tossing an absolute gem. 8 innings, no runs for the Mets rookie in just his 3rd career MLB start. And I mean, dude, the Mets just outright stole the soul straight out of the Phillies' bodies this entire week. What a domination from the Mets from wire to wire, beginning with the 13-3 win on Monday. Yesterday, they almost blow it. Ryan Helsley, looking at you there, guy. And they come back. They rally for 4 straight hits off Johan Duran to win that game in walk-off fashion. And then today, the Mets just get an elite pitching performance from the rookie in McLean. The Mets have now won 10 straight games against the Phillies at Citi Field. But most importantly, they have cut down that first place deficit in the division down to 4 games. We entered the series Monday trailing by 7 games. Obviously a little frustrating not being able to complete the sweep against Atlanta over the weekend, but the Mets don't hang their heads as they just outright dominate this Philly team. I am pumped up about it. I'm sure you guys are too. What's up if you guys are new to the channel? I'm Tony Metro, daily Mets content, post-game recap after every Mets game. I missed a little bit over these last 2 days. I apologize for that. Was just getting back here from a vacation, but we are here and good to go now. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Leave this video a like. Go ahead and do that right now. You can also follow me on all my other platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Links to those are all in the description below. If you want to tip the stream, keep things going, I appreciate that as well. You can do that through super chats here on YouTube or go to the link below to the tip jar. Really appreciate that from you guys. But let's get it started off in the chat. Nico, my man, says, finally we got a sweep. Yes, sir. We finally get this sweep, and it couldn't have come against a better opponent than, of course, the team that we are still looking up at in the standings. We are still 4 games back, but this was a must-sweep series if the Mets wanted any chance at winning the division, right? If you won 2 out of 3, yeah, you gain a game, but still they'd have found themselves still trailing by 6 games in the standings. Yes, there are still 4 more to play in Philadelphia in September, but it was going to be very difficult for the Mets to be 6 games back with only about 30 or so left in the season, despite having those 4 with the Phillies in September. But wow, the Mets come out, and like I said before, they stole this Phillies team soul. The fans on social media, the people in their post-game recap that do the studio work for NBC Philadelphia are going nuts. The Mets are completely in the Phillies' heads right now. It started out 3-0 lead on Monday. The Mets come back, score 13 unanswered runs. You have Alec Baum pointing out the microphone issue. You have Jesus Luzardo losing his cool yesterday and getting ejected as he's walking off the mound and exiting that game. And then even today, you had CB Buckner point Brett Beatty closer to the on-deck circle, something that Taijuan Walker was complaining about. This Phillies team is soft. The Mets are in their heads, and what a freaking 3 games from this Mets team. I mean, top to bottom, it was almost perfect. It was almost perfect with the exception, of course, of Ryan Helsley being El Stinko yesterday. And even then, the Mets still found a way to come back and win that one. And, of course, make it even better with it against Johan Duran there in the 9th inning. And then today, the Mets jump out to the early lead. Taijuan Walker just giving up base hit after base hit and can't field that bunt single from Hayden Sanger. And you just knew the Mets were going to win this game. You just knew it. I mean, we are so in their heads. I'd love to see it. Polar Pete 20. Nolan McLean is the next Nolan Ryan. I like that, man. This guy's got good stuff. I mean, I said it after his start against the Braves. I guess that would have been last Friday, correct? This guy just looks like he has a veteran mound presence. He looks like he has been doing this for years. Nothing seems to bother him. He is like, get me that ball. I'm going to throw my next pitch. We are good to go. Love watching him out there. The mound presence is just like what you would see from a veteran pitcher for sure. Nico says, Noel McLean, first man in history to get 3 wins in his first 3 starts. This kid's special. And it's not like he was going out there and only giving you 5 innings. No, he went 6 innings in his debut, 7 innings against the Braves over the weekend, and now today outdoing himself, going 8 innings, just 95 pitches. And what I love about McLean is he's not only got really good stuff, he isn't afraid to go after hitters and go into the strike zone. 71 of his pitches today were strikes. I mean, the dude is willing to challenge one of the better lineups in baseball in the Phillies. Did it over the weekend against the Braves as well. There is no nibbling and nickel and diming. He is going right after you. If you hit it, you hit it. And the good news is the Phillies didn't really hit it very much today. Absol says Citi Field is the cleanest stadium in the game tonight. The brooms came out in full force. I love it. I have a broom outside. I was going to bring it in, but that was a little tacky. But bring out those brooms, baby. Love to see it. Elvin Solano, Mark the Philly killer, looks like he's on pace to hit 20 bombs. Huge resurgence for Mark Vientos here over the last couple of weeks. Been great to see. And hey, I know Elvin's a big Beatty guy. Brett the Hitman Beatty, as he dubbed him, also having a really good series, setting up that walk-off for Nimmo yesterday, and then today with 2 more hits and coming around to score their first run. Really, really good performance from those young baby Mets. Unfortunately, not the greatest of news when it comes to the baby Mets, because in his rehab game with AAA today, Francisco Alvarez was removed after being hit on the left hand with a pitch. Now, it was not the hand that he injured, but this is just something that is becoming way too frequent for Alvarez. If it's not one hand, it's the other. They are constantly getting hit by pitches. He is hurting them sliding. He is having issues behind the plate. It has got to get better. I mean, they have got to figure something out with him in these hands, because he is constantly getting hurt. Hopefully, he's going to be okay. It was looking like he was going to come back here very shortly, but hopefully this is not going to set him back anymore. Let's see. Nico says, I want to win at least 3 or 4 against the Phillies next time we play them. Hey, they're going to have to win at least 3 or 4 minimum. We will see what the standings look like at that time, but the Mets have to win at least 3 out of 4 in that series, I would imagine, to have any chance of still winning the division. But hey, the way the Mets played the Phillies here today, there's no reason, or not just today, this entire week, there's no reason why I don't see why the Mets could not come back and still win the National League East. I have said this for so long. I am not afraid of the Phillies. I said it last year before the playoffs series. I don't fear the Phillies. I don't fear the Phillies the way I do the Braves. I'm telling you, they look at us when they come to play Citi Field the way we look at the Braves. That whole idea that anything that can go wrong will go wrong for us against the Braves. That is the mindset and mentality that both the Phillies fans and I think even that clubhouse, those players in there, have about facing the Mets. So anything is possible. I could see the Mets easily winning this division still if they go out and take care of business there in Philadelphia, but they're still going to be a lot of games before that, so the Mets can't let their guard down, especially with historically one of the biggest pests in New York Mets history, that being the Florida Marlins coming in now for 4. So can't let our guard down. Let's go back to the chat over here. Absol says that someone in the front office should be fired. They should have brought the kid up sooner, but yet they thought they could have relied on Blackburn. This could have been the difference in the division, no doubt about it. Probably should have went to McLean earlier. They did say they wanted him to work on some things, and he did get promoted, not really out of necessity, but more so I think on merit. So maybe there were still things that McLean did need to work on, but you are not wrong about that at all, Absol. If they had called McLean up even a month earlier and we weren't getting clunkers from Montas and Blackburn and the poor starts we saw from some of the other guys along the way, maybe this would be a different story and the Mets are actually leading the division. So you're not wrong about that, Absol. Polar Pete, Vientos is the next David Wright. Man, I hope so. I mean, definitely not as good defensively, but wow, Vientos is looking like 2024 Vientos all of a sudden, guys, and that is going to be huge to change this lineup. And if you end up getting Francisco Alvarez, although we just talked about the hand injury again tonight, getting hit on that hand, he was hitting it really well. Plus what we've gotten from Beatty lately, it has been tremendous turnaround the last few weeks for those 3 baby Mets. The Bum Mike. Hey, Tony, Alec Bohm saved our season. I love the name, the Bum Mike. It's taken on a whole new life of his own, man. He is such a whiny bitch. I can't stand Alec Bohm. I never liked him, but wow, he just gave gave us some real fuel now, something that we are going to hopefully continue to ride. I know the fans are getting a kick out of it. SMY was doing a little bit of a joke of it on the broadcast as well, but I don't know how the players feel about it, but I'm sure they're thinking the same thing that we're all saying about him. Mets Talk with Hayden. What's up, man? He says, what a great win and sweep. LFGM. Hell yeah, Hayden. We needed that one. 4 games back now in the division, and again, just what a performance from Nolan McLean there, especially in that 8th inning. They give him the ball to go back out there, still has the low pitch count. First 2 batters of the inning get base hits, and you're thinking, oh boy, let's see what happens. But man, the Mets just straight up own the Phillies. They not only get 1 fly ball to right that they can't advance bomb to score on what would have been a sac fly. They get another fly ball to left that Nimmo closes in on and makes a strong throw to home. And again, boom, can't score. And then the little nubber comebacker to McLean, who picks it up and throws out Bader to get out of the jam unscathed to preserve the shutout. Man, that was just injury to insult for this Phillies team. You'll love to see it. Nico says, I'm excited to watch Tong on Saturday. Yeah, I think Tong is actually making his debut Friday. So I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure Tong is coming out on Friday. Yeah, it's going to be really fun, really exciting, really fun to see what Tong's going to be. I mean, this kid has jumped like 4 levels in the last calendar year. It is unheard of. I said it earlier in the season when a lot of people were saying, call Tong up, call Jonah Tong up. I did not think it was possible. I did not think this guy was going to go from AA, basically skip AAA, and get called to the big leagues, but my goodness, the Mets must believe they really have something in this guy, and we are talking about David Stearns being the talent evaluator, someone that has made his money and his name in this game for calling up really impressive young pitching down the stretch and into the playoffs while he was with Milwaukee. That tells me a lot about how good Jonah Tong might actually be. I'm not saying he's going to be an ace immediately, but I am really excited about it too, Nico. Polar Pete, do you agree with Mendoza on Paul McLean in the 9th, or do you think we could have kept McLean in? I think we should have kept him in. No, at 95 pitches, 91 or 95, I think he finished with. No, I think it was time to pull him. It's a 6-0 game. I think it was the right move. First of all, brilliant job by McLean, especially on a day where our bullpen was going to be a little short-handed. Obviously, no Edwin Diaz after getting 5 outs yesterday, but what a job from him to do that. But I think the job was finished by the 8th inning. I don't think there was any need to push him and him to potentially then, have a little bit of a hangover for his next start out. I think the 8th inning, getting out of that jam where he gave up 2 hits and had first and third with nobody out without giving up a run, I think that was the right move for the Mets to pull the plug right there on him. Very nice win for the Mets, guys. If you guys are here right now, appreciate you tuning in. Go ahead, leave this video a like. Go ahead, do that right now if you've not already. Be sure to subscribe if you are not already. Daily Mets content, post-game recaps after every Mets game, or just about there. CB24203, yeah, Mendoza was right for. He was at 95 pitches, and it's not worth it exactly. I don't think it was the right move to potentially push him even further there into the 9th. And guys, we want this guy to be able to pitch through October. He's looking like he's going to be a force for this team in their rotation for a long time. So we're going to want this guy to be able to pitch for us if the Mets are going to make a deep October run. So let's not push him for that 9th inning in what's already a 6-0 game where we have just completely trounced the Phillies already to this point. So I think it was the right move. Nico says, I want Alvarez to be out for the rest of the season. Dustin Pedroia had a similar injury and had to and he played through it, and he said it was the biggest regret of his career. And he told Alvarez he strongly recommends he doesn't play through it. I did not realize that, but I do recall that injury there for Dustin Pedroia and how badly it went for him after that. So if that is the case and Pedroia is telling that to Francisco Alvarez, then, man, you might just have to call it a wash of a season for Francisco, and that is so disappointing considering how well he had been hitting lately before getting this injury again. Omar Nunez apparently lightning McLean as an ace, and the Mets own the Phillies. Need to win at least 3 or 4 from the Marlins for the division to still be in play. The Mets have to play good baseball against the Marlins, guys. They cannot let this be a hangover series. The Marlins are pesky. They have been playing better here in the second half, and we already know historically that franchise just gives us so many issues, especially late in the season when we are looking for a playoff run. Excuse me for a second here. Oh, yeah, good to the last drop. We love it. Anyway, yeah, Mets got to play good baseball. Cannot let their guard down against the stinking Marlins. I don't want to repeat of 07 and 08 like we saw those 2 years. Let's see. Rod, get the speakers mics out. That's a sweep. Yes, sir. Get the hyperbolic mics out. That's a sweep, baby. Elvin Solano, Nolan Coolhand McLean is the new Nolan Express. All aboard. I love it. I love it. The nicknames just write themselves, and he already had the other one, Cowboy Otani, because he was a two-way player there for a while and in college. So love what we've seen from McLean. Rod, I can't wait to see Tong on Friday. If he's just as leveled with McLean, we are going to be so good. I mean, this is awesome, guys, and we'll see what happens come playoff time. Again, I don't want to go too far into the future, but possible that one or both of them are in this rotation, and possible one of them is pitching out of the bullpen. We've seen David Stearns led teams do that before with Milwaukee, so I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what they decide to do there. Let's see. Nico says that stop by Brett in the ninth was awesome, even though Turner was safe. Yeah, Brett's been playing some really solid defense lately and obviously swinging the bat really well. So all in all, it has been really, really good stuff from the baby Mets. Omar Nunez, this lineup finally simplified things, hunting fastballs and adjusting to breaking balls, Viento smashing, Beatty knocking it all over the place, and flashing the glove. It has been awesome. Look at this play. Baum just whiffed on it. It's not going to show the full replay, but that was on Pete Alonso's RBI single. He just completely whiffed on it. Baum is such a bum. It's an appropriate name, honestly. What a crybaby, right? CB24203, if only we could play the Phillies every day in Citi Field. That is now 6-0 on the season, 10 consecutive wins, including the 2 that they had against them in the division series where they clinched against them in the NLDS, all coming at Citi Field. The Mets have just outright dominated the Phillies when they come to our yard, and I would not be surprised to see the Mets go to Citizens Bank Park in about 2 weeks and do the same there. We are a better team than the Phillies. I have said it since last year. The Phillies are not a good team. They're an okay team, but hey, even Keith Hernandez just said the other day, they're overrated. They are overrated, okay? I don't get why they are putting fear into other teams, because I watch these guys and I'm just like rocking chair game, man. Got dominated by McLean today. For the most part, the Mets just outright dominated them all week. And by the way, guys, the Dodgers are leading the Reds 4-1 in the top of the 5th inning. So more good news coming in. Mets could extend their lead in the National League wild card to as large as 4.5, I believe it would be, with a win today, or with a loss from the Reds. So that would be really, really good news. D-Rails, my man, what is up, brother? How you doing? Yes, thank you, Mark. I hate the Dodgers, but they're up 4-1. Hopefully sweeping the Reds for us. That would be great. Thank you, Dodgers. Hate the Dodgers, but thank you for taking care of that and doing some of our bidding here this week. Nico says this is great momentum for the rest of the season. Yeah, absolutely. And D-Rels, my guy, how you doing, brother? Appreciate you. CB says Phillies equal overrated 100%. All right, let me share my screen with you guys. Hopefully this is all still going to be working or whatever. Oh boy, no. Nope. Oh, there we go. That's what I was looking for this whole time. Okay. Anyway, here's what I like to do, guys, after a nice win like this. I like to drink the tears of my opponents, of the people that I don't like. And that is definitely the case for the Phillies. So we are going to go listen to some of the Phillies NBC production and how they are handling this sweep here, because I got a feeling this is going to be really fun to watch, but I got to find some of it first. So let's see what we got here, but I'll keep my eyes on the chat here. Let's see, Rod, if we are under 2 games by the time we play Philly again, we are winning the division. I agree with that. I really do believe so. All right, so here it is. Let's hear what they had to say. But before I do that, I do need to get my headset. So give me a second, guys. I know this isn't my best stream right here. We're just getting settled back into the studio here, and everything is kind of messy and all over the place. But appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys want to do Discord calls, be part of the show, you guys can call in. I will check the Discord. You guys can go to the link to that is in the description of this video, and I will pop you in when I'm ready to take some calls, which is pretty much right now. So guys, go ahead, hop in if you guys want to get a part of the show here. Let me just get this all set up. We are so close to making this all work. For some reason, we are struggling here a little bit, though. Where is that? No. Okay. All right. Let's hear what the Phillies have to say about this. Oh, no. It's going to take me here.
The Mets played better in every aspect of the game. I mean, they did. They hit the ball out of the ballpark more. They played better defense. They ran the bases better. They got timely hitting, runners in scoring position. They were 5 for 8 tonight, 4 for their first 4 tonight with runners in scoring position. Phillies last night 2 for 10, 1 for 9 the night before. Phillies 0 for 3 tonight.
Yeah,
so these are numbers that are starting to pile up.
You're absolutely right. They don't deserve. They didn't deserve to win anything in this series. To be completely honest with you, they went up there. They did not play good fundamental baseball. They didn't pitch well. They didn't hit well. They certainly didn't hit well with runners in scoring position. So I don't know what you expect. Well, what you should expect is them to lose games. And by the way, we had this thing where we were talking about that series against the Mariners and how good the offense was. You know what? Poof. You know what?
It's just unbelievable, guys. Oh, my God. I love it. Let's see. Danny says the Mets basically played themselves out of first. Maybe they get back in the division fully. It's going to be close. Tough schedule on the road, but you got to believe. You do got to believe. And, guys, I mean, look, I'm not going to lie. I said it last week this time. When the Mets lost 2 out of 3 to the Nationals, I declared them dead. They are proving me wrong right now, and I couldn't be more happy about it. But, again, this is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. They have to continue to play good baseball. They need to take care of business against the Marlins. And then they got 4 with the Phillies in September at their yard. So the Mets have got to be good, and they have got to take care of business against the Marlins first. And then from there, it is what it is, man. There's no more time for excuses at this point. All right, let me try and figure this out, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm really struggling. Here, so give me 1 second. I'll be right back with you momentarily. Sound off in the chat, guys, though. What is your biggest takeaway from this series? For me, it's got to be McLean, right? It's got to be that Nolan McLean is looking like he has arrived. I mean, looks like a total ace. The mound presence, unbelievable. 6 strikeouts today, just 4 hits over 8 innings. At one point, had retired, 15 Phillies in a row. Just unbelievable stuff from Nolan McLean today. So that has got to be my big takeaway from this series. Other than, of course, the fact that I think that we just completely own the Phillies, right? So it has been awesome to watch, guys. What a bounce back series for this team. Give me 1 more second. I am almost here done with whatever I'm trying. Really unbelievable how going. Okay. Forget it. We're not doing that today. Okay, anyway, Jimmy James C. McLean is the team MVP. He's brought some heart back to this team, 100%. Maybe he's the Candelita of this year. I don't know, right? Maybe he's not exactly hitting Latin pop charts off the, records and everything, but still really, really cool to see what a young guy can do to inspire the rest of this group. McLean and Vientos back to form. That's how it's looking. And speaking of Mark Vientos, let's hear what he had to say.
Some confidence for sure, but I think that's just like what we expect out of ourselves. I feel like we know how great of a team we are, and this is just what we do, and it's exciting. I mean, we just gotta keep taking it 1 game at a time.
The confidence to sweeping the first place team, give this team.
Gives us some confidence.
Yeah, I mean, you get Mark Vientos close to what he was doing in 2024. This is just a totally different team, guys. Totally different lineup. I mean, the whole lineup has just up and down been ridiculous. Ridiculous how good they were over this series with the Phillies, how good they looked, at least the first 2 games in Atlanta compared to what they were doing in Washington, where they were getting shut down by the worst bullpen in baseball. I mean, it is like a light switch has just been flipped with this team, and I don't know specifically what it is, but I do think it's partly their approach. They're hunting fastballs. I think someone said that in the chat earlier. They're just keeping it simple. So maybe they're just not listening to Eric Chavez anymore. And if that's the case, great, because the Mets are finally scoring. No sound there. It is. Sorry about that, Jimmy. Yeah, I don't know. We are having some big time struggles here today. Let's see. Nico says with Swaggy V back, things just got a whole lot better. I hope this is the truth. I hope that Mark Vientos is in fact back to his 2024 form. Let's go ahead and listen to what McLean had to say on his dominating performance tonight.
Yeah, that kid's special. I remember when I first got drafted, I stood in as a hitter on one of his bullpens just to watch, and I haven't seen a fastball like that before, and I know he's developed 3 more pitches since then, and they're all plus, so it's going to be fun to watch him Friday, and I can't wait to see him.
What stood out about the fastball that you hadn't seen in a fastball like that before?
I mean, it just gets on you, and it was only in a bullpen too, so I can't imagine.
I mean, the kid is just poised. Like, this is why I love drafting college arms, because, I mean, they're just older, more mature people, and, you know, they usually have a little bit of a more life experience, and going through college, obviously, they have to do that, and they get used to doing scrums and media interviews, things like this, and, I mean, this kid just seems like he's been doing it forever. I mean, seriously, he just seems like he's like a 10-year vet just dominating for this team. Love to see it. Let's hear what else he had to say. Oh my gosh, what is happening here? Come on, thank you.
About what you could do, but this is a big jump. How much has this success maybe even surprised yourself?
I mean, I've always been a believer in my stuff. I'm a confident guy. Obviously, the hitters here are the best in the world, and I know that. But I also know, like, I have good stuff, and if I go out there and execute, I can get a lot of guys out as well.
I mean, just awesome. So freaking awesome, this guy. I mean, this could be one of our future aces at this point, and we'll see. We got a couple more other big names coming up. Obviously, we'll see the debut of Tong, so that is going to be really exciting on Friday as well. Danny says McLean pitched himself into ace status, in my opinion. It could be. I mean, it's only 3 starts, so let's not get too crazy, but so far, really, really good stuff from Nolan McLean. So let's see how he follows it up now, right? You know, we've seen good starts from guys in the past. It doesn't mean that it always lasts, but this kid really does look like he's got it, and the Mets have something very special in him. Omar Nunez says, I didn't like the Mullins trade, but when they got him, they should have sent Mauricio down with Vientos and Beatty so well. He is rotting. Yeah, I mean, there's probably no point in doing it now because the minor league season is nearly over, and the Mets are going to have that expanded roster spot after September, so I don't think the Mets are going to send Mauricio down at this point, but yes, he definitely is not getting much playing time at all. I'd like to see Ronnie get consistent everyday at-bats somewhere, so if that means going back to AAA, then I would totally sign on it for sure, but hey, love what Mendy did today. Cedric Mullins has not played in, I think, 3 games now. So I love it. This is go time. Like, yes, we may have just traded for you, Cedric Mullins, but you are not giving us the best chance to win on a nightly basis. You see Jeff McNeil out there in center field. What does he do? Doesn't have any hits in this game, but does make a great leaping catch in front of the wall there to rob Harrison Bader. So, I mean, it's like everything this weekend against the Phillies, it didn't seem to matter what buttons Mendy was pushing. They just work, but love that he knows this is go time. Cedric Mullins has not been performing well. He's not playing. You get Jeff McNeil out there, yeah, doesn't get a hit, comes through with the glove in that case. So love to see that. Nobody beats the down fair tire. Nobody. I love that commercial. He says people need to apologize for wanting to trade Vientos. I was not one of those people. I was always screaming from the mountaintops. I still believe in Mark Vientos. I saw what I saw from him in 2024. I never saw that from Beatty or obviously from Mauricio or even from Alvarez. So I was a staunch Vientos defender, and I'm glad to be vindicated here for this. So love it. Nico says by the end of the first half next year, let's hope everyone considers McLean a star. We will see. Long way to go before that, but so far so good for McLean. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire says McLean, McGill, Peterson, Tong could be our new big 4. I don't know about McGill. That's the only one I won't consider in that big 4, but yeah, it'd be pretty cool to have Peterson, Tong, McLean pan out, and then we still get to see what Brandon Sproat is. I wouldn't be surprised if he is going to make his MLB debut this season, even if it means pitching out of the bullpen and down the stretch. But let's also not forget Christian Scott, and I don't think he's nearly as highly touted as a prospect as McLean or as Jonah Tong are, but Christian Scott looked decent last year in his short time before getting Tommy John. We'll see what he is after that surgery, but he will be returning next season as well. So lots of good pitching prospects on the horizon for the Mets. Guys, leave this video a like. Go ahead and do that right now if you have not already. Really appreciate you guys tuning in on a big win for the Mets. They complete the sweep of the Phillies. They move to just 4 games back in the division and potentially could lead for the 3rd wild card spot by as many as 4.5 games, as the Dodgers are currently leading Cincinnati 4-1 in the middle innings of that one. So really good last couple days here for the Mets, getting some help out west from the Dodgers as well, and of course drinking all those Phillies tears. It is so much fun. Alec Baum complaining about the mics. You got Jesus Luzardo losing his mind yesterday, and then today you have them talking about what's it called? the hitter standing too close to home plate in the on-deck circle. I can't find any of these clips right now. We're going to work on that, but let me go back to the chat over here. Let's see. D-Rails can't wait for Friday. Me either. That is going to be sick. Very excited to see Jonah Tong. Rod says 8 scoreless innings equals they didn't pitch well. 25 RBIs in the series. They didn't hit well. It's official. They are the Philadelphia Karens. There's always something with that group there that does the post-game shows. They are a bunch of whiny babies. Could you imagine Todd Zeal, Jerry Blevins, or Gary Apple doing the post-game show in studio at SMY complaining the way these guys do? I mean, this is ridiculous. How unprofessional could you be? I hate it, but I love it at the same time. Let's see. Danny Vientos is hitting the ball all over the field with a bat that has some serious thunder in it. Just absolutely crushed that one to left today. Love to see it. And of course, the RBI single there with 2 outs to extend the Mets lead to 4-0 at that point. So that was also great to see. D-Rails, yep, all the Vientos haters, LOL. Me and D-Rails were on the Vientos train even during his struggles. So glad that we were on there, bro. We're looking right now. Jimmy James C. locked this dude in 7 years, $100 million for Nolan McLean. My goodness. Hey, probably would be a bargain, but it's only been 3 starts. Let's see what happens, but I am very excited. Let's see. Absol McLean, first pitcher in Mets history to win all of his first 3 games. Pretty crazy to think that has never happened with the Mets, despite their rich history of pitching throughout the franchise's history. So, yeah, pretty cool there for McLean. Let's see. CB says, Alvy is an ox. I hope he is, man, because he keeps getting these hands hurt, and it is killing me to see, man. He was looking so good those last couple weeks before he went down with that injury. Let's see. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Alvy will get an MRI tomorrow. Okay, so that is the news. Alvarez will get his MRI tomorrow, and hopefully he will be okay. We will see. Let's see. Rod, like what Town Fair Tire said, I would like to formally apologize for saying trade Vientos earlier in the season. Yes, you owe us an apology, Rod. I can't believe you did that. No, a lot of people didn't know what to make of him, but I wasn't trading him after the way he performed last year and through the playoffs. I just wasn't. I'm sorry. Like, you'd be trading him at his lowest value, and I did believe this bat was always still in him, and now he is looking like Mark Vientos from 2024. Let's see. Armand, per Mike Mayer, tweeted at 8:16, Francisco Alvarez has left the game for AAA Syracuse after getting hit by a pitch on the hand. Yes, and getting the MRI tomorrow, so we will find out. Nico, same here. I apologize to Vientos for saying trade him. Absol says, Philly fans all complaining that umps were cheating for the Mets. All they do is complain. They don't just realize that they're not a very good team. Like, they are just not that good of a team. I'm sorry, you ain't like us. Nico says, Keith, Gary, and Ron singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game yesterday was awesome. Best announcers in baseball. Yeah, they are. They're great. Danny says, LOL, Philadelphia Karens. That's hilarious. Yeah, they are total Karens. Military Mike, what's up, my man? Biggest sweep of 2025. 6-0 at home versus the Phillies is incredible. Nice to be the house of horrors for once. I know, right? Usually it's us going to Atlanta. So here's Vientos over his 10-game hitting streak. 15 hits and 38 at-bats. That's a .395 average. He has 6 home runs, 17 RBIs, and an OPS over 1,400. Ladies and gentlemen, it is official. Mark Vientos is on fire. Let's go, baby. And yes, I meant to say the CB24203 brings up a great point. The Mets also clinched the tiebreaker over the Phillies with their win tonight. So the Mets obviously still need to win 3 out of 4 at minimum against the Phillies out there in Philadelphia, but this does help the Mets in the case that they do somehow end up with the same record at the end of the season. The Mets own the tiebreaker over the Phillies. That would give them the edge over them in the division. So good news on all fronts. Let's see. Danny says people don't know ball if they want to be Vientos traded. Yeah, I know. It's just a really tough stretch there for him where people were like, okay, maybe last year was the fluke and this is who he really is, because we know he struggled in 2023 as well. But really, really great to see Vientos coming out of it, totally transforming this lineup. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire says, give credit to Eric Chavez. This offense has come around. I don't know if I can. I got to be honest. I think they're just not listening to him anymore. Now they're doing their own thing. Mark says, I wonder if Alvarez can hit wearing boxing gloves. I am ready to just wrap Francisco Alvarez in bubble wrap because I can't believe how much he's getting hurt, how many times he's gotten his hands injured over just this season alone. It's insane. And of course, we know last year he had a hand injury as well. So hopefully this is the last time, but it seems like this is just going to be an ongoing thing for Francisco Alvarez. Let's see. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. LOL. Yeah, my guys. Appreciate y'all tuning in, guys. I'm going to wrap it up here, though. I'm a little bit on fumes fumes here as I'm just getting back from vacation, but appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys have not left this video a like, go ahead, do that right now. Really appreciate it. Big win for the Mets. Big series for the Mets. They sweep the Phillies. They get down to cut it down to just a 4-game lead in the NL East, and those division dreams are still alive. We will be back with another post-game recap after the Mets and the Marlins tomorrow, and of course, then just one more sleep away from Jonah Tong's MLB debut on Friday, guys. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We will be back with another one tomorrow, though. If you're not subscribed already, go ahead, do that right now for daily Mets content, post-game recaps after every Mets game. But until then, I am Tony Metro. Stay true.